Greetings friends, Jason here for AxodysFC. Sun is setting, it's getting dark quickly. I'm just trying to get this wrapped up for the day. Of course, Champions League was continuing today, but what I want to start with is the injury bug is starting to hit Tottenham. We learned today that Manor Solomon picked up something in practice. Not sure specifically what kind of injury it is, but he's going to be out for 2 to 3 months apparently, which on the one hand that could open the door for Brian Hill, but it definitely puts more pressure on our front line. I think Richie would be my obvious choice to start in that left wing to begin with, like last week, but of course that's dependent on his son able to go, and he's still got a knock, and unclear. I think it would be to his benefit if he could sit out Luton Town, and if there's ever an opponent that we could do that with, I mean, that would be the one. But on the flip side, we need to get every win we possibly can, and we've got to take every game seriously. So again, one of those situations where we don't have an obvious, we have an obvious lack of depth, I would say. And once we start juggling things around in the situation, it gets worrisome, I guess I would say. So it'll be interesting to see, what happens, what Ange does in terms of rotating going into the game. But I'm hopeful that, and actually people are talking about, maybe we need to play Valise, and maybe so. I don't know. Definitely, or conversely, if we can just get that first goal, take the lead, then get Son off early, or something to that effect. But definitely, I feel like we've got to get he and Madison as much recovery time, counting hopefully the international break as well. But because I'm not sure, I'm not sure if South Korea just has friendlies again like they had, last break. Then there's no reason to play him in the interest of getting him healthy for later in the coming months. But we'll see what happens. In other news, non-injury related. So Champions League today, Man City handled RB Leipzig like 3-1, I believe. Interestingly, again, it was Alvarez and who had 2. Yeah, he had a brace, and Doku, the new signee, who's just like integrated well immediately, which is sort of unusual. It seems like usually a lot of good players come to City and then they don't, there's an adaptation period, and Pep doesn't play them immediately, but he seems to be one who just has come in and Pep has put him to work. So so interesting, that Holland has not been quite as torrid recently. I think he still leads the Premier League in goals, but it's not like he's definitely going games without scoring. So, and as low as they are, I mean, not surprising that they have other options, but kind of interesting though. It feels like even if he is leading the Premier League, still, it feels like he hasn't been scoring as much as I would have expected or something, which it's just how high a bar he set. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see how City Arsenal goes this weekend. I would expect, Holland to have a big game for that one. So, And let's see. So the other relevant Champions League. Oh, yes, of course. Newcastle. So I have a I picked up the fantasy card for Dan Byrne. I think he plays left back. He's defender for them, just general defender for fantasy purposes. But he's about 6'7", so he is a monster on scoring in penalty. Well, not penalties. What am I saying? Corner situations or free kicks scenarios. And anyway, he had another monster goal for them that I think was their second goal today. Yeah, anyway, they completely handled PSG, though it was like 4-1. And yeah, anyway, I was, from a fantasy perspective, I was loving his performance. But anyway, Newcastle, I've been impressed with what they've been doing in the Champions League. They're looking really good there. And it'll be interesting to see what that ends up meaning for how they play in league. Will they drop off and prioritize the Champions League? I kind of hope so. That's better for us potentially. But anyway, it's getting super dark. I'm running out of daylight. And yeah, is there anything else that I wanted to cover before I call it a wrap? I think that is about it. So thanks for tuning in as always. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these. And remember, to dare is to do.